Hello guys, how are you? Sorry about the blanket, but I'm really cold today. I really do not know why, but I'm freezing. So I'm gonna have on my blanket. Hi, my name's Anshay, and I'm going to tell you about my labor and delivery. Alright, so first it started. I was having a little bit of contractions like Braxton Hicks maybe. They really weren't hurting. And then I decided to go swimming. So I get to the pool and I go swimming with one of my really good friends. Her name is Jessica. And I don't know what I was thinking about getting in that hot tub. But I got in the hot tub and then I was having some type of little pain, but it was nothing serious. So I get out of the hot tub after we had been swimming for about like maybe 2 hours, and then that's whenever we go home and I change and shower, and then we order pizza. So we're eating the pizza, and then next thing you know, I'm just like starving. Like I could eat that whole box of pizza by myself. We ate the pizza, and then after I ate the pizza, I'm still starving. I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm hungry. So we order another pizza and eat that one all up. And then next thing you know, TMI, I know, but I had like really bad diarrhea. So I go home because I'm like, I'm pooping all over your house right now. I just need to go home and poop at my house. So I go home and I didn't feel like, I just felt so weird, and I'm like, what's going on with me? I didn't really know. I didn't think I was in labor or anything, but the next thing you know, I'm peeing and pooping like every 5 minutes, literally. And my mom's like, are you okay, Anshay? And I'm like, I don't know, Mom. I really don't know. But then like she goes to sleep and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take a shower because I'd start to get like some contractions, but I didn't think they were like the real deal. So I take me a shower, and then like while I'm in the shower, like they just get worse, and I'm like, something's not right. And I had just bought me an exercise ball like maybe 2 weeks before this had happened, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get out and just bounce on the ball. Maybe it'll help me get better. But no, I was literally in pain. I was like, oh my God, if this is death, then just take me now. Just take me, Lord. Go ahead. And then my mom, she's in her room sleeping away, and I'm in my room right beside her. And how she did not hear me, I have no clue. But I'm just like rolling around on the ball. I'm like, oh, moaning and groaning and crying. I'm like, Mom, come help me. Obviously, she couldn't help because she was dreaming away. But then finally, I get up and I'm like, Mom, I think it's time to go. It's time to get ready to go. And I had started having contractions like basically like maybe 10 p.m. and they got worse. By the time it was 2 o'clock, yeah, I was ready to die. And bounced on the ball for 2 more hours. And then finally at 4 o'clock, I'm like, yeah, Mom, let's just go ahead and go. So we go, and on the way there, every single bump she would hit, it's like that just triggered her contraction. And I'm like dying, like ready to jump out of the car because I feel like she's just driving so crazy. Labor, it really makes you a new person. But we get to the hospital, and not to mention it's 4 o'clock in the morning, so it's after hours. The main entrance to be open, and we had to call someone to open the door. So they finally opened the door. My mom had to go park the car, so I'm sitting there at the door like on the ground waiting for her to come in. She finally comes in after she parks the car, and we go to the elevator, which the elevator was not working that night. Why? I have no clue. So we had to walk all the way to the other end of the hallway to use the other elevator. And why I did not get a wheelchair, I still don't. And there was this guy in the elevator with us, and he was just looking at me like he was scared for his life. I was screaming, I was yelling. I'm like, get me out of this elevator right now and get this baby out of me. But finally, we get out of the elevator and I go to the labor and delivery part where they get me inside a room and everything. They want me to take my clothes off and all kind of stuff. And I'm just like, how about y'all just leave me alone? Leave me alone right now before I snap in here. But they were only trying to help me, even though I was not having it. I calmed myself down and changed form. I had a really bad diarrhea still, so I'm in the bathroom like every 5 minutes. She would have to come and unhook me, then hook me back up and unhook me. And then Jay, my son, he was just moving all over the place. Get the monitors on him right. And every time I would have a contraction, it was like she would catch it and then she would like miss it because I would move around and like squirm all in the bed and like just wasn't catching anything. So then finally she comes in to check me and she's like, oh yeah, you're a 3, like you're getting there. And not to mention I'd already been a 3 for about a month and a half, and finally I progressed to a 4 within like maybe an hour of being there. So they were like, oh yeah, we're probably gonna keep you. We're gonna call your doctor and see what she wants to do. So they called my doctor. My doctor told them to go ahead and keep me if I was still having contractions by 8 o'clock and if I had progressed any. And they checked me at 8 after me, you know, laying in the bed, dying on my deathbed. You know, they didn't really care. They just wanted me to stay there and make sure I'm not, you know, just faking. I'm like, hello, get them out. But they finally checked me at 8 o'clock and I was a 6, thank God. And they were like, oh yeah, you're gonna have this baby. You're about to have this baby. We're gonna keep you. So they keep me and give me my epidural. And I'm scared for my life, for one. Not to mention, his dad, he was even scareder. So I was like, oh my God, Mom, you're going to have to be super mom right now and help both of us because we're about to die. And they finally get ready to get my epidural, and his dad, he could not stay in the room at all. He was like, I can't do this. Your mom's going to have to stay. So my mom stayed in the room and everyone else had to get out. And I'm sitting here bawling because I don't want to like be paralyzed for my life and everything. So I'm like, oh my God, y'all better do this right, because if I die or if I get paralyzed, I'm coming for all of you. But they've luckily done it right, thank God. Finally, it started kicking in, and I'm telling you, I was so high. I was so high, like I couldn't feel anything. Well, I couldn't feel my legs or anything, and I swear I thought my butt got bigger. See, me, I don't really have a big butt at all, but with my epidural, my booty was banging. It was too big, and I was really happy about that. I could only imagine like what the doctors were thinking, because I was totally out of it. Like, I was crazy stuff, and I was falling asleep and then waking up and laughing like I was wide awake the whole time, and like I was just crazy. And then at about 1 o'clock, they had checked me again and said that I had progressed to an 8.5, almost 9. And then like within like maybe 45 minutes, I had progressed all the way to a 9 and a 10 while I was contracting. So they were like, oh yeah, we're ready to do some practice pushes. And I'm like, practice pushes? What? If I'm gonna push, I'm gonna push him out. And not to mention, I have an epidural. I really can't even feel anything. So I'm like, I don't know how to push. And she was like, well, honey, you're just got to push. I'm like, girl, how? I can't feel anything. And she was like, you just push. You just push. Use your head and like set up and push as hard as you can. And I'm like, okay. Okay. So then she's like, okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. And I just start cracking up laughing. That's how high I was on that medicine. Like, I just started cracking up laughing. And she was like, honey, you got to be serious. You know you got to get that baby out of you. And I'm like, well, girl, I don't know how to push. So what do you want me to do? And she was like, okay, you know we're going to have to give you some Pitocin if you can't push him out. And I'm like, Pitocin, like, I just went into labor by myself. So why do I have to get Pitocin? And she was like, just so we can hurry up and get him out, because we don't want anything to happen to him, or you have to get emergency C-section and all kind of stuff. And I'm just like, nope, no Pitocin for me. I'm going to push this baby out. So then she started counting again, and I don't know what came over me. I guess the fear of having to be on Pitocin, but I pushed his butt out in a quick second. By the time I got to my second practice push, it was time for my doctor to come in, because he was like right there ready to come out. And like, he came out, his head came out really easy, but his shoulders about killed me. I thought I was dying. I was like, oh my goodness, like, what in the world just came out of me? I screamed for my life, and my doctor just like pulled him out. Like, she was yanking and jerking and twirling and spinning and doing everything to get him out. And finally got him out, and the whole time this is happening and I'm pushing him out, his dad is like looking over my leg, and then he'll run back over to the corner and he's like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, I can't do this. And the nurse is like, Chauncey, are you okay? Do you need to go sit down? Or he was like, I don't know. He was just freaking out. But thank God I pushed him out, and then by the time I got him out, and Chauncey, he was ready to cut his cord, so he cut his cord. They went over and weighed him, and he was 7 pounds, 2.4 ounces, which is a pretty big baby, I think. Anything that's over a pound is too big for me. Even though I wanted a healthy baby, that baby was big. But I got him out, and that's all that matters. So then they gave him straight to me and laid him on my chest, and he was sitting there crying for his life. And I'm like, oh, baby, it's okay. It's okay. I'm patting his head like he's a little dog or something. I didn't know what to do. I'm just like, oh my God. I'm sitting here crying with him, and Chauncey, he's tearing up, and everybody else is crying. My mom, my sister, and my granny, we're all just boo-hooing. And I was just like, oh my God, like, that baby just came out of me. That's weird. They had weighed him and cleaned him off really good and everything. We done skin to skin again, and I tried to nurse him. And he latched on the very first time, but then after that, like, he just really couldn't latch on to me. And TMI, I'm sorry, but like, I have like small nipples, and I thought maybe that's why he couldn't really latch on. They had asked me if I wanted to go ahead and bottle feed him with formula, and I'm just like, well, yeah, because I really want him to eat and everything, and obviously he can't latch on. We tried for about 45 minutes to get him to latch on, but he would just get mad and start screaming. He couldn't do it. So then after I had just decided to finally bottle feed him, they had already taken him to the nursery to clean him off really good and give him a sponge bath and all kind of stuff. And they had transferred me into my room. So then after I get to my room, they finally bring him to me, and I'm going crazy because they're taking forever. They tell me that he done good, and he ate his bottle and everything, and he's probably ready to eat again. And luckily enough, he took the bottle and everything, and I kept trying to get him to latch on, but he couldn't. So I just had to bottle feed him from the time that we were at the hospital to the time that we left. And whenever we had got home, I just bought a nipple shield, and he actually was able to latch on to that. Fed him for about 2 months after he was born, and then I ended up going back to work and school, so it was kind of hard for me to do it. So, but yeah, it was kind of easy. If I was to do it over again tonight or tomorrow or right now, I definitely do it, because that was like the best day of my life, like the best experience ever. And do I want more kids? I'm not sure. I don't know why that refrigerator just came on like that. But yeah, I definitely want to do it over, but my whole pregnancy, I'm not sure about that. I had a horrible pregnancy. It was bad. But that's my labor and delivery story. If you have any questions, just ask me, and make sure you subscribe and like this video. More to come. See ya. You came out of me? Really? Really? Okay.